Good morning. This is Glenn. Welcome to another day in the life. It's Friday. Another week's just being put in the bank. It's just moving so fast. This year is moving so fast. We're in April already. Okay, everyone's talking about April 5th, the hands-off protests. They're expecting over 1 million people to be at this protest around the country, maybe around the world. I don't know. And it's basically about the fact that our president Donald Trump and his co-president Elon Musk, having their hands on everything from the Constitution to Social Security to Medicare, Medicaid, not New Jersey, but the Department of Education. So many things. They're trying to either gut or dismantle. And I think the situation now is you have so many Americans who voted for Trump are kind of dismayed at some of the decisions that he's made over the last few months since he's been in office. And some of those decisions that have been made have been affecting some of the voters who voted for him. These are the things, we tried to tell you during the election, months leading up to the election. We talked about Project 2025. Excuse me. We talked about things that he literally told you he was going to do before the election. You saw what he did with Roe versus Wade. You got so many cases now of women either hurting themselves or dying because of either trying to get rid of a baby in a legal way, in an illegal way, or women being in hospitals having miscarriages and doctors being told they'll go to jail if they treat. Women wind up dying that way because they're not getting treated. You saw how he's been treating our farmers. You've got tons and tons and tons of poundage of supplies and foods and stuff just laying in certain places that aren't being moved and just going bad. And farmers are losing money hands over fists, and some of these people may have to wind up giving up their farms, which is unfortunate. So for black people, 92% of our black women and 83% of our black men did not vote Trump this past November. I don't know what's in my throat. I can't clear it. This is not our fight. This fight is for white America who voted for Trump, and they're in dismay and upset because of some of the things that they didn't think would happen to them. And I think that because these issues are on their doorstep now and it's affecting them, now they're acting, which is fine, as they should. But white America, don't get on your hypocritical horses. And that's where black people are. Why aren't black people protesting? We did our job on November 5th. We went to the polls. Because unlike you guys, we knew that Project 2025 was going to affect us and our families and those that we love. And because you knew that too, because it wasn't on your doorstep, you chose to vote how you would normally vote. A lot of you voted against your interests. And now all of us are paying for it. Trump despises women. He shows all kinds of disrespect to women. White women, what I don't understand is, knowing this, why would you vote against your own interests and vote him in anyway? Because y'all would sit here and tell us one thing, and then you would go do the other thing in the polls. That was the most disheartening thing, and I can't even tell you how sick everyone was when it came down that he won. We already went through 4 years of that bullshit. And we were all thinking, he gets another chance. He's really going to sock it to everybody. He's increased the tariffs. He's now added China. He's going after everybody. In America, what I need you guys to understand is the more he puts these tariffs on the main countries that we barter with goods and services, that just means more money is going to come out of our pockets as consumers. Yo, complaining about you guys didn't have money during the Biden-Harris administration, which was bullshit, but okay. What the hell do you think is going to happen now? Now, he's decided to go against Russia. I forget what it was. It has something to do with oil. And so now just expect the gas prices to go up. I just basically came on to say this march, this protest, is for white people. I do expect some blacks to show up. I mean, that's kind of sort of expected. But this is a protest by white America. And it's only fair that they do it since they voted him in. This is one they need to clean up. The protest ain't gonna do shit because he's still gonna do what he does. He's still in office for 4 years unless someone decides to overthrow him, and with one of the amendments can probably get him out. But because it's Republican majority, I don't think that he's going anywhere. And it's even worse that they kiss his ring and let him do whatever he wants. And that is scary for people of color. They've also done everything possible to rile us up to try to get us out there on the march. They're pondering the idea of pardoning the Chauvin guy who killed George Floyd. They've taken up the mural, the Black Lives Matter mural that was out in Washington, D.C. They've taken that up. into law segregation being allowed in federal offices. And these are all things that are meant to get black people riled up so that we can get out there and march. Because you know, if black people get out there and march, the mood is gonna turn. You're gonna see a shitload of police out there. You're gonna have antagonists out there just starting fights, burning buildings. And black protests are usually peaceful. But then the media's narrative will be, you see, you got black people out here getting there looting and burning stuff up. And 9 times out of 10, that's never the case. But you've seen videos in the past where you see white antagonizers out there, and they'll start stuff and then duck back into the crowd. See, what they want are black protesters so they can create a situation that's out of control, put a narrative out there. See, there's a peaceful protest and black people came out, and now you got rioting. And this will enable Trump to activate martial law. That's what he really wants to do. So like all the other content creators that have been out here telling black people to stay our asses home, I'm saying the same thing. Stay your ass home. There's no need for you to be out here. They've dangled all kinds of carrots in front of us to get us out here to march. Things that we would normally march to in protests. I'm just glad that we've stood firm and have not budged. So April 5th is the date. Let's see how it goes. I wish those who are protesting the march well. I hope everything goes over well, because if they win, we win in a sense. If it's successful. But believe me, we want to get out there and march as well. But this is on principle, and because my thing is, how are you gonna go out there and march and you didn't even vote? How are you gonna go out there and march and you voted for him? You either voted or you didn't vote. Because I believe a good chunk of people who are out here marching voted for him. But see, people don't think black people know what we're talking about. And we're usually spot on. We told you, don't vote against your interests. We told you Project 2025 was real. We told you. But y'all decided not to listen. And here we are. The economy is tanking. The stock market is tanking. Well, the economy is not tanking yet, but it's starting to. American consumers are getting buyer's remorse. So we're heading for a recession, and I think we're going to be in a recession soon. Your guy who you thought was going to save the economy has made it worse. And I hope you're satisfied. People like this don't deserve to be in office. You need to be able to show some decorum, some regalness for the position. A clean record. You can't be a felon. I understand that the everyday person can be voted in. I get that. But damn, y'all couldn't have chosen someone better? We actually did vote for someone better, but I just feel like white America is just not ready for a black female president. Oh, Latinos, I'm not leaving you out too, because you're part of the reason why he won as well. So you don't get a free ride. Damn, I can't believe we're doing this again. 4 years of this shit. Just makes me angry. He doesn't even deserve that kind of power. Somebody like him to have that kind of power is dangerous. But Trump is not as powerful as he think he is, because he don't have the allies. He's alienated them all. Our defenses across the country are gone because nobody's going to lift a finger to help us as long as he's in power. He's shitting on the neighbors to the north and the neighbors to the south, right at our borders. Something I never thought I'd see happen. He's just so entrenched in the power. He loves that he has the power that he has now, and he loves the fact that he can do it with impunity without having to go to jail for shit. Thank you, Supreme Court, which he cheated to get the majority that he did. Actually, that happened before him. That was Republican Majority Leader from, I think it's Boehner was his name. That group did that. I can't believe we're here again. And we got to do this for 4 years. Well, 3 years and 9 months now. Well, all we can do is take it one day at a time. Black people, stay our asses home. That is the message. That is the assignment. Sorry about my voice. Just unable to clear it up. And you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Until the next time, I'm signing off.